They waited a day, the Israeli government did, to actually release an official response, which we just got in the past few minutes. And it says the international community must bring about the cessation of Iran's pursuit of nuclear weapons. They want this to be brought down to a halt with Iran, and they're hoping that this might be the smoking gun that the international community was waiting for. The U.S., however, has received a somewhat, it's our understanding, tacit agreement with Israel that they won't strike, that Israel won't launch a unilateral attack on Iran without their consent. We believe that agreement still stands, but we as you mentioned, are also hearing rumblings in Israel about the potential of a strike. The big push now, Israeli diplomats tell us, is to move forward with sanctions, crippling, damning sanctions. But the big holdup, they believe, in the UN Security Council on this will be China and Russia, two countries that make billions of dollars on Iran, and they don't want to give that up. John.
Rena Nynan reporting live. Rena, thank you.
So what can we expect to see now? We're going to bring in Joe Cirincione. He is he's a member, I should say, of the Secretary of State's Nuclear Advisory Board, also the president of the Plowshares Fund. Sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to make you former when you're current.
That's all right.
That's always better. Let me just, again, go back to that breaking news that Rena just brought us. Israel's reaction now to the report on the state of Iran's nuclear program. Essentially, Israel saying we need to stop Iran. Joe, number one, do you agree with that? And number two, how do we do it?
Absolutely. The Iranian program is a threat. There is no real military solution to this. Israel doesn't have the capacity to stop the Iran program. Even if the U.S. launched military attacks, it would actually take a ground invasion to bring that program to a halt. That's a whole new war in the Middle East. It would tank the global economy. No one really wants to go there. Sanctions, however, have been effective in slowing the program down. I would look for a new round of unilateral sanctions by the United States tomorrow, next week, targeted on the nuclear program, on the Revolutionary Guard, on the missile program. I expect the Board of Governors of the IAEA to take this up by the middle of the month. There may still be some outside chance of a new round of UN Security Council sanctions. All of this building pressure on Iran, forcing them to trying to force them to end the program, come clean on their past activities.
Joe, you and I both know that if Russia and China are not on board with those sanctions, then it weakens them significantly. And Russia came out with a statement this morning saying that essentially if there's additional sanctions against Iran, that's going to be viewed by the Russians as a regime change. And they say that's unacceptable. So what do we do about that?